I don't know about you, but I love Home Alone. It's the first holiday movie that we watch every season. And chances are, if you clicked on this video, you love it too. But what if I told you that there's a connection between Home Alone, that plucky Kevin McCallister, and elite level martial arts? So we all know the story of Kevin McCallister gets left at home by his family, who flies off to Europe, and he has to defend his house against the wet bandits. Not only does he to protect himself, he defends his house from these inept criminals. Let's get into it. We can always have a fun look back and realize that most of those traps probably would have caused grievous bodily harm, probably justifiable, and some of them probably would have unalived them, but as a kid, you didn't care about any of that. But one thing you didn't realize as a kid was that in that house, in that family, yeah, I know they're make-believe, but still a family, there laid an elite level martial artist that competed at the highest levels. So in the movie, one of Kevin's sisters calls him Les Incompetents. And I always wondered to myself, that didn't seem quite right. It didn't seem like he's incompetent. Here he is, he's defending the house by himself as his family's jet setting off to France. He's got to defend against burglars. He's got to go grocery shopping. He's got to do the laundry. He's got to get toothbrush and toothpaste. And, you know, that's a kind of an unfair assessment. But little did I know that Kevin's big sister, Megan, played by the actress Hilary Wolf, would go on to become an Olympic level judoka. And in fact, competed and won in Worlds. After cementing her place in holiday movie history, she took a completely different route. While we were wondering if Kevin would ever forgive his family for leaving him twice, Hilary was out there throwing people on their heads and making Les Incompetents tap out. That's right, Hilary became a two-time Olympian in Judo, representing the USA in 1996 and in 2000. So how did she go from snarky big sister to judo powerhouse? Let's unwrap this holiday mystery. First, let's talk about what does judo have in common with Home Alone. The first thing is, well, you get to throw people around. So Hilary Wolf started judo because her brother wanted to do it. At the time, her brother was older, so she was too young to get involved. But when she got to be about 8 or 9 years old, her parents let her go ahead and train. And then soon after she did that, her mother was an actress or had been exposed to theater growing up. So she wanted Hilary to do some acting as well. So that's how she got that interesting mix of both the acting and the martial arts, which is generally pretty uncommon. But with that said, there came a point where as a young child, she wanted to focus on her acting career. She thought it would take her more places. So she started Home Alone, of course, Home Alone 2, as well as Big Girls Don't Cry. But sometime after the Home Alone movies, she must have thought to herself, you know, why just settle for kiddish booby traps when I could throw people on their head? And so she would go on to compete in 1995. So it's at that point that she decided to devote herself to full-time judo. So you may not know a lot about martial arts, but judo is a martial arts that's based on leverage. So think like wrestling, but with a gi, and you get to throw people from a lot of different positions using their energy against them. But judo is a martial art where you start standing up, and the goal is to get your partner thrown to the ground. Judo utilizes a lot of grips, a lot of technique, and a lot of leverage to beat your opponent, right? So it's very common to have somebody that's small to be able to throw somebody that's a lot larger because they have a strong understanding of leverage. So now in hindsight, Kevin should have just learned judo instead and Ippon, Harry, and Merv. Although Hilary Wolf never won a world title in judo as an adult, she had an impressive career as a two-time Olympian, representing the United States in 1996 and in 2000. She was also junior world champion in 1994. For me, that's still pretty freaking impressive, for sure. She showcased her incredible skills and determination on the global stage at that point. You know, her success as a judoka solidified her transition from Hollywood actress to elite athlete.
I don't care if our kids wrestle or do judo, but I think every kid should do a combat sport of some type, even if they just do the basics, like the beginner, because there is something to be said for not having anyone else to blame the loss on. Yeah. It's all on you. You train, you get what you put into the sport.
Proving her talent extended far beyond the big screen, which is impressive. By the time she competed in the Olympics, she wasn't just Megan McCallister anymore. She was a real-life action hero, flipping, pinning, and representing Team USA. And let's face it, if you can handle the chaos of the McCallister family, you can pretty much handle anything. Hilary's story proves that you don't need to set traps to be a badass. You just need discipline, determination, and maybe even a Home Alone royalty check that helps to, cash flow your training. So this Christmas, grab an eggnog, hit play on Home Alone, and give a toast to Hillary, the judo player that could definitely keep the wet bandits at bay. After she got done with them, they're probably not getting back up. Happy holidays. See you on the mats.